Hiya guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello. Right, I hope you're all doing well. You've had an amazing week so far. It's September, school's back. So yeah, I thought today's video is going to be a series examining the lives of some truly amazing women that I think are, quite frankly, magnificent, of which you are one of them, and I'm going to prove that you're one of them once I've completed my series. And once you've watched the series that I'm doing, you are also going to have a completely different attitude towards who you are as a person and what you can achieve if you just put your mind to it, if you just believe in yourself. So I'm going to help you change your mindset, because I think it's really important that when we look at the lives of other people, some of the people that I'm going to be featuring in my series, some are well known, some are not so well known, and some of them you may already know their backstory and where they went from to get to where they are now. And I think the important thing that I want you to take away from each video is the fact that it does not matter about your social background, where you've come from, where you are now. You can still achieve whatever success means to you. You can achieve it. And also it's important to understand that success is not always straightforward. Success may not always be financial gains. It may, success can be whatever it is that you want success to be in your life. And we're going to have a look at some of the people that have achieved massive levels of success, not necessarily financial gains, but they've achieved success because they've been able to either help someone, help people in their community, and really change the lives of others. So let's get started. So the first lady I want to talk about is a woman that, on the face of it, if you saw her, if she was alive today, you would think, what can she do? Nothing, because she was 5 foot nothing, like literally, probably vertically challenged. She had a gaping scar, massive scar, across her forehead, and that was given to her when she had like an altercation with someone, and the person dropped a metal dumbbell on her, and that led to her having a condition called narcolepsy, which basically means she'd just be talking and then she'd fall asleep. She didn't have any front teeth either. You know, she'd smile, no teeth, just black hole, tunnel, mind the gap. She couldn't read or write either. Can you imagine? So she's vertically challenged. She's proper poor, like really poor. Her appearances don't look too great. She looks like, a homeless person. She ain't got no front teeth and she's got narcolepsy. But given all of that, how was she able to free over 1,000 slaves in her lifetime? Yes, she was black and she was a slave, and she went on to become one of the greatest women in history in America. And the person I'm talking about is a woman called Harriet Tubman. So Harriet Tubman was born in 1820 to her mum and dad, siblings, into slavery basically. And she grew up in a time, in that era where slavery was hard. Being a slave was just a life of servitude, It was just really hard, I mean, we've all watched Roots. Think of that, but times 100, because Roots was just like really edited. But yeah, that was her life. And when she was 29, she got married to a free man called John Tubman, and they lived down south. And even though he was free, he still didn't have, much of a life. He was still, all intents and purposes, he was still a slave. And so she's gone around and she sort of like turned around and said to him that, babes, why don't we go up north? Why don't we escape and leave this life of slavery and go up north? And he's looked at her and he's like, no, we're not going, because if we go, we are going to die. and if you try and escape, I'm going to report you to the authorities, to our slave master. And she was like, okay, fine, fair enough. She woke up one day in 1849 and thought, you know what, I've had enough of this life, I'm leaving. So then she ran away, went up north, and she's got up north, but there was like a really bad nagging feeling because she had left her family behind, her siblings behind. She wasn't really bothered about the husband, but she was more bothered about the family. So she made a decision. She risked her life and she went back down south, back to the heart of slavery, to get her brothers and her sisters and her parents, and she helped them escape. And they settled in Canada, and some settled up north, so like New York. And after she'd done that, she thought, you know what, there are other slaves that don't need to be slaves, and I can help them. She was like, I can help them, and I'm going to. And so during her time, so during 1850, so between 1850 and 1860, Harriet Tubman, this little short, uneducated, toothless, scar, narcoleptic woman, made 19 trips back down south and freed as many slaves as possible. During that time, it's recorded that she actually freed 350 slaves, and during her lifetime, she once famously said that she freed 1,000 slaves and she would have freed 1,000 more if they knew they were slaves. So she's done that. She's made back and forth visits back down south. And you've got to remember, this is a time where if you were caught trying to escape, you'd be lynched. If you were caught trying to escape, you would be flogged, tortured, and God knows what else. I mean, if they hung you, that was probably the lesser of the two evils, you know. So she's done all of that, and then the American Civil War broke out in 1861 to 1865, and she's like, you know what, I can help the Union's efforts. I can help make a difference to this war effort. And so she's, you know, popped over to the generals and she's like, look at me. No one's going to suspect if I go down south and, you know, gather a little bit of intelligence, and I can give you that information, and that can help you plan your attacks, know what the Confederation forces are doing. And the generals were like, all right, then fine, do it. And so that's what she did. So she not only helped slaves, going back and forth, risking her life, using a network known as the Underground Railway System, and it's not like a railway. So she not only did that, she not only helped the war effort, because she was also a nurse, she was also a spy and a scout, helping the Union defeat the Confederation Army down south, and she did all of that in her lifetime. She settled in New York, Harlem, and in 1913 she passed away. Until this day, if you go to Harlem, New York, there is actually a statue of her just to remind people that, look, if it wasn't for Harriet Tubman, a lot of slaves, probably more than was actually recorded, would have died, and she was able to change the mindset of slavery and slaves during that time. I'm telling you that to tell you this. If you look at your circumstances, wherever you are right now, you cannot tell me that your life or your circumstance is as bad as it was for Harriet Tubman. And now she was able to do great things, and she had 3 characteristics that you currently possess. You just need to use them. She had a positive self-image, okay? Her outer experience, she looked like she couldn't do anything, but what she thought of herself, her inner person, who she really thought of herself, she thought, look, I am bigger than my circumstances. I don't care. The fact that I'm born a slave, I can still do greatness. And she did that by freeing over 1,000 slaves and helping in the war efforts. She gained respect. She didn't gain respect because she legged it once and then she was like a folklore. Oh my gosh, that young black woman that lived in that farmhouse, whatever, has escaped. No, she didn't gain respect because of that. She gained respect because she went back 19 times to help many more people. And she didn't have to. She didn't get paid for it either, because while she was making these journeys, she was still working, scrimping together to gain a bit of money to fund her journey back down south to free up as many slaves as possible. You cannot tell me that you do not have respect where you are. You know what? You've got respect right now for the simple fact that you are where you are and you've been able to take a leap of faith, to do something, to believe in yourself. People will respect you. She was a leader. I keep saying it. You're a leader if you have a duty of care for people under you, and she had a duty of care for the slaves that she was carrying along the underground railroad. I can't pronounce this word. Railroad. She had respect from her fellow slavers that chose to follow her, and she always said that she never lost a passenger, so no slave got left behind or lost, and no slave died while they were under the care of Harriet, because she told them blankly that, look, I will put a cap in your head. And the reason why she did that, the reason why she had such a strong, steely determination, made sure that, look, this right here, I'm risking my life, and if you were to, you know, stop and say, oh, I want to go back to my life of slavery, you're putting everybody in jeopardy. So I'd rather kill you because dead slaves cannot talk, or you come along. She was a leader. Now, taking all of that into consideration and her life story, and again, I would strongly urge you to actually read up on her. You cannot tell me you are not infused. You don't feel a sense of enthusiasm or motivation. You don't feel inspired, because I certainly do. And I'm telling you this now, the next time I'm having like a really, really shitty day, or things are not going well the way I want them to, I'm just going to think to myself, what would Harriet Tubman do? And for that very reason, that is why I am saying Harriet Tubman is quite simply magnificent. And so are you. And on that note, I'm going to quickly end this video with talking about my little book. Can you go to my website, download it? It's just a little book to help you unlock your true potential. There's a lot of probing questions here, you know, some really strong questions that I think we need to ask ourselves sometimes when we want to move forward in our life. And I'm gonna, you know, and I ask those questions, and the questions and the exercises that I've put in this little book actually helped me to have a different outlook and perspective in my life, and has allowed me to be in a position where I can motivate as many people as possible, such as yourselves. So yeah, that's it. Next video will be on someone quite special as well. So on that note, thank you very much. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Visit my website, sign up. You will get my daily emails that I send. I send out daily emails with a lot of banter in them, but there's also magic in my emails, because I'm motivating you, I'm encouraging you. I want to get as many people as possible changing their mindset and believing in themselves, because if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you, and I want to make sure that you believe in yourself so you can reach your true potential. And remember, gorgeous people, success is whatever you want it to be. Take care. Thank you. Bye.